Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Give me one moment. This is looking at the wrong. There we go. That was still kind of set up for when we were playing Knights of the Old Republic last time. But no worries. Easy, easy fix. Me to my wedding, dressed in a trash bag with rotten banana peel shoes. Meet a baron in Grisaia stream, wearing the finest fabric man could afford and the most luxurious tuxedo with black loafers polished to perfection. Hi, Mochi. How's it going? That's a hell of an opener. Yeah, that's oh, you guys aren't here in the game there. Yeah, that's a hell of an opener. How you doing, buddy? But yes, as Mochi not so subtly said it, we're going through more Grisaia today. Only the best for the highest priorities. God damn it, man! You never fail to make me laugh and smile, bud. Never fail. And Kakashi comes in with balls. Okay. How you guys doing today? So yeah, we are continuing with Grisaia, continuing Makina's route. He just chugged a cup of coffee. Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm not a coffee person myself. I'm screaming mentally. Oh, Christ almighty. So we're gonna continue with, well, you know, Makina's route. Where did we leave off? Well, usually set like the most galaxy brain trap of all. Somehow. Mine is more of a latte. Okay, well, still. I'm a tea person. I don't really like coffee in general. Any form of it. That's just me. You see me right now, I'm basically going Super Saiyan. Holy hell. I'm drinking tea. Just like I said, I'm drinking tea. I'm drinking an orange pico tea. Because I add cream and sugar into it. That's just how a lot of teas are. They're gonna be a darker brown most of the time. And then the cream lightens it. There's water in here. I had to use water to make it. Yes, cream. Oh, right. Yeah, Yuji's galaxy brain trap of setting up a whole bunch of dummy tripwire traps. Because he knew the place was gonna get raided eventually by Ichigaya. Doing that to lull them into a false sense of security, then set up a dummy bomb that looked potentially real, so they would spend time disarming that to no avail. And then when they get into the room, it was being filled with, like, insecticide. But it was harmless for them, so they just ignored that as well. And then using, like, the mechanism from Makina's, like, little Tamagotchi, set off an explosion just to make a spark to ignite all that pesticide. Or whatever the hell he was putting in there. Meanwhile, him and Makina are hiding in a big-ass fridge, apparently. And then as two of their people were apparently being pulled out because they were wounded, they didn't bother to confirm the identities. And it's like, oh wait, it was actually Yuji and Makina. Somehow swapped places with two injured agents, and then stole a truck that isn't tracked by GPS. Like, holy fuck, that man's got some brain. It's cow cream. There's your two things, water and milk, and only through the tap. I'm confusion. So we're picking up right from there. Just, he basically made his company look like complete and utter idiots. And, hold on, let me get rid of the cursor again. I don't need to capture that anymore for this. There's no point in seeing the cursor on, well, this screen, the window capture. It's not like with Knights of the Old Republic, where you could see me hovering over the options. Most of this just requires enter. Oh, god damn it. Yawning. So we're picking up right after they stole the van. Really making Ichigaya look like a bunch of fools. So let's just jump right into it. Yeah, I can't believe they actually did that, by the way. How they actually got around that. Like, my god. The only one that seemed to be able to call everything that was about to happen was JB, but her boss is just like, just shut up. You don't know anything. We may pay you to know everything, but we're still gonna listen to me. Because I get paid the big bucks to sit behind a desk. I don't know. Typical, you know, just typical of any kind of organization or company. The guys behind the desk don't listen to the people with actual experience. Yeah. Almost feels like it went too well, to be honest. The operatives broke into our room, spreading concentrated gas throughout the building, then triggered an explosion via our literal, untouchable incendiary device. Exactly according to plan. The roar of the blast was followed by the sound of shattering window panes, and then the loud cracking sound of the building itself swelling violently outward. With that as a cue, Makina and I quietly exited our hiding place. Flaming particles of dust were still swirling in the corners as we slipped out of the room down the hall, and down the hall. Ambushing and disabling two isolated members of the panicked raid team took only seconds. Okay, so they weren't even injured to begin with. We stripped the pair of their equipment and threw it on over our clothes, covered our faces with our gas masks, and left the building with Makina playing the role of a casualty. As the relief team rushed over, I picked out the man with the armband of a squad leader. I then shouted, "There's more wounded inside! We need help getting them out!" Once the squad had rushed into the building, all that remained was silencing the one member who'd been left behind in the station wagon they were using as a material transport. Such jobs are usually left to apprentices, still too green to enter the actual scene of a raid. And when I glanced inside, I discovered a female employee wearing glasses. The only people who need corrective lenses in our company are total newbies who haven't gotten their mandatory vision-correcting surgery yet. Okay, never mind. I thought he was going to go misogynist there for a second because he started off with woman. Luckily he didn't. Woman couldn't have been with us for 3 months. However, never mind. He is She had a truly fine rack. Oh my god, this man and his big tit fetish. just as I began idly wondering if rude titties had been added to the selection criteria for the SFGP. What the It struck me that the dopey-looking, chubby-cheeked glasses girl before me was actually a familiar face. What? Well, if it isn't Heart 11 from last night. Okay, so the one they had retreat and let go after he started disabling all their agents. Yeah, she was definitely the one and only agent I'd allowed to escape from my little rampage in Shinbashi. I casually removed my gas mask and whispered a few words. Hello again. Thanks for last night. The instant she saw my face, Heart 11's eyes went big as saucers behind her glasses, and her mouth fell open in a perfect circle. To her credit, she promptly reached out for the PTT button on her radio, but I put a stop to that. I grabbed her wrist, wrenched it sharply upward, and pulled out the cord of her radio before she could so much as blink. After tying her hands behind her back with nylon cable, I ejected her forcefully from the vehicle. Well, someone's getting fired. Leaving Heart 11 rolling around on the asphalt while yelping like a dog whose tail had been stepped on, we beat a hasty retreat in the station wagon. The notebook PC inside the vehicle allowed us to call up a map overlaid with locations of end-system cameras and potential checkpoint deployments. Taking care to avoid them, we drove around the city in circles for a good hour or so. We crossed paths with Motor Patrol Force cars several times during this little expedition, but there was no reaction. Seems safe to say Sakura Daemon isn't heavily involved in this yet. I imagine they provided access to the end system, but it doesn't look like Ichigaya has given them photos of our faces, let alone requested an official manhunt. He's got their fucking laptop, now he literally has their playbook. Politics get involved. People sitting right next door to each other can't even manage to keep up a decent line of communication. All the more so when our company's the key player, of course. Honestly. You're both special state agencies, right? Now, how's the point of sneaking around all the time?
Nani?
Friendship in the grown-up world. There's a lot of bullshit involved. Anyway, let's ditch the wagon in this coin parking lot here. Don't forget anything inside, alright?
Hi.
What's wrong?
忘れ物しちゃった。リンゴの鉢植え、宿の厨房に置いてきちゃったのよさ。
Seriously? Seriously? What? Well, crap. Can't exactly run back over there to pick it up.
どうしよう。サッチンと約束した大切な鉢植えなのに。
You're on the fucking run! Who cares about a sapling? I'm sorry! It's a shame, but I don't think there's anything we can do, Makina.
でもパパ、あれは希望の苗なのよ。みんなでまた必ず会おうねって約束した苗なのよ。
Makina, we fucking blew up the building. Took down 3 people and ran away in a stolen vehicle. And you want us to go back to pick up a tree. Yeah, this is gonna end well. I understand. But we can't just casually wander back to the scene of the crime, can we? Even if we did, it wouldn't be there. We must have confiscated it as evidence by now.
そんなの見に行ってみなきゃわかんないじゃないのよさ。
Oh my god.
確かめる前に諦めちゃうの？
It's That's not what I'm... Shit. How can I explain this?
ごめんねパパ。無理を言ってるのは私も分かっているのよ。
Yeah.
でもあの苗は
You are being unreasonable. Just like Sachi was unreasonable in having us carry this fucking tree with us. Just as unreasonable as Amane was in having us carry that fucking bread maker. These people don't understand what being on the run means. You know, traveling light. Carrying a fucking tree is not traveling light. Yeah, I understand. It's an important tree. For you and me both. It's a seed of hope. But look, Makina. Even if the tree's safe, if you lose your life, it's all over. And on the other hand, even if we lose the tree, as long as you stay alive, we'll definitely see them again someday. Please understand. Oh, you throwing the Nintendo thing at you? Please understand. Yeah, how did that go, Nintendo?
でも
Oh my god. She's gonna give us the puppy dog eyes and we're gonna go back to a blown out building for a fucking tree. You gotta be shitting me. Don't worry too much, alright? They confiscated it as evidence. It'll probably end up labeled and stowed in some vault. Once they're done investigating, they'll water it to keep it from withering. I'll find a chance to go steal it back eventually. Okay?
分かった。きっとだよ。
Yes, that's a promise. So for now, let's focus on finding ourselves a place to hide out for the night. We abandoned the nondescript station wagon with the keys hanging out the passenger side door. Not like we left anything inside for a thief to steal, and it's hardly our problem if someone rips out the radio or whatever. In fact, it'd be convenient for us if someone were to steal the whole vehicle and have themselves a little joyride. Pulling Makina by the hand and trying to ignore the downcast expression on her face, I head down a flight of stairs into a subway station. Alright, back to Ichigaya. That's just, you know, taking L after L.
キアラ、コーヒーをカフェインみっちりで。みっちりって先輩またですか？もう18杯目ですよ。さすがに体に悪いんじゃん。
Oh, definitely not. Like 100% not good for you. But she's dealing with Yuji. Trying to catch him. And no one wants to listen to her properly.
そんな心配してるふりなんてしてくれなくても結構よ。
Okay, and now she's irritable.
別にいいじゃない。私の胃に穴が開こうとなんだろうと、あんたには関係ないんだから。
Why are you being tsundere to your secretary?
無駄にツンデレ風味。先輩、そろそろお休みになられた方がいいんじゃないですか？なんかテンションおかしくなってますよ。まだ平気よ。そういうあなただって寝ていないのでしょ。
I'm gonna be right back real quick. I am back. Where are we?
うん。でも私はほらまだ若いですから。
なんだろう。私ももう年なのかしら。よく聞こえなかった？ねえキアラ、もう一度言ってもらえる？
コーヒーのおかわりでしたね。
そう、カフェインみっちりで。
だからなんですそれ、流行らそうとしてるんですか？
まったくもう、どうして私の周りには口の減らない子ばっかり集まってくるのかしら。何かの呪い？
Yeah, just your luck, JB.
それ私のこと言ってます？っていうか本部長はどこ行ったんですか？
He went home to rethink his entire life and how he, royally fucked up.
さあ、多分中央指令室でしょ。今日の不始末に対してだから私は悪くないってセリフを300回ぐらい口にしてるんじゃないかしら。
私初めて会った時からあの人のこと苦手なんですよね。ここだけの話。
そうね、顔もなんだかニクソンに似てるし、見てると殴り飛ばしたくなる顔だわ。
Well then. Okay.
今さらっとすごいこと言いませんでした？
You think?
え、私今何か言った？
先輩、やっぱり少し寝た方がいいんじゃ。
そうも言っていられないでしょ。下手をすればわざと逃がしたんじゃないのかって私に矛先が向くかもしれないのに。
確かにあの本部長なら言い出しかねませんね。はい先輩、コーヒーです。カフェインみっちりで。
みっちり？
自分でそう言ったんでしょ。もう寝てくださいよマジで。
それでその後の9029の消息は？
There's gonna be nothing.
はい、本社の捜査員82名が全員で捜索中ですが、依然として消息不明です。
All of them. All of them.
強奪された車は見つかったのでしょ？
はい、本日の1530時に該当車両が N システムにヒット。急行した捜査員によって車両を取り押さえましたが、運転していたのは19歳の大学生でした。当人の車を拾ったと証言しています。
拾った場所は覚えていないでしょ。それ以降の
1620時に御徒町駅前で9029によく似た人物が発見されましたが、確認の結果別人でした。それ以降の情報は皆無です。
He's just a ghost.
そう。じゃあ現場の宿泊施設に残された遺留品からは何か手がかりは？
待ってください。遺留品リストはと。
Alright. What did they seize?
現場に残されていたのは爆発物の作成に使ったと思われる各種薬品と偽装に使った肥料、発熱剤の容器に使ったポリタンクが2つ。これらは前日に江東区のホームセンターで購入したものです。それと起爆装置に使われた電子玩具ですが、メーカーから発売されたのは4年前で、現在は同モデルの店頭販売は行われていません。入手経路が不明です。
おそらくはイリス・マキナの私物でしょうね。他には？
What else did they seize?
現場の突入犯が所持していた MP5K PDW の銃口にガムが詰め込まれていたそうです。
ガム？
はい、グレープ味のバブルガムです。
They shoved gum into the barrel of a gun.
うちの調査班の解析では、 リドバリージャパン社製のバブリキングだそうで、唾液に含まれた細胞から風見雄二の DNA が検出されました。
誰が噛んだかは重要じゃないんだけどね。他には何か残っていなかったの？
あとは植木鉢が一つ。
A single plant.
植木鉢？
管理人の老婆の証言では、イリス・マキナが抱えて持ち込んだもののようです。厨房で発見されました。
何の花なの？
いえ、どうやら花ではなくリンゴの木の苗のようです。
It's just straight up a tree.
リンゴね。リンゴか。何か特別な木なの？
Literally nothing.
いえ、ごく普通の園芸店で1500円前後で購入可能なもののようです。あ、そういえば調査報告書と一緒にこんなものが届いてましたよ。
何それ？封筒？誰から？
さあ、気がついたら解析報告書と一緒に届いていたので、差出人の名前もありませんし、でも宛先は春寺ゆりや様ってなってますよ。
いやーね、爆弾じゃないでしょうね。
調べさせますか？
いいわ。なんとなくだけど、差出人には心当たりがあるから。
Don't tell me this was from Yuji. I swear to God.
誰なんです？
解析報告書と一緒に届いたということは、地下室の教授からのお手紙でしょうね。
For a minute I thought it would have been just, yeah, it's just Yuji.
地下室の教授ってあれですか？うちの地下には超天才犯罪者が収監されているってやつですか？
は？
あれって都市伝説じゃないんですか？
あら、知らなかったの？本当にいるわよ。だったらうちの屋上には UFO の発信基地があるって話は？
Oh, okay.
聞いたことない？
She's just fucking with her.
またそがおそばい夜。そんなことより封筒の中身何なんですか？
Well, I don't know. It's addressed to Harudera Yuria, not Chiara Farrell.
どれどれ？
Return the potted plant to its prior location. Also, kindly refrain from burdening me with vapid busy work.
あらら、怒られちゃった。変ね。面白い仕事だと思ったのに。
Get this fucking plant out of here. I don't need it.
何なんですそれ？
なんていうか、今回の件で風見雄二の今後の動向を行動科学的に分析してもらおうと思ったんだけど、なんだろう。鉢植えを
Just put the
元
plant
の場
back.
所に戻せ。どういう意味？
Unless he wants you to put the plant back and use that as bait to eventually get them to come back for it? Maybe?
知りませんよ。言葉通りに受け取るのなら、鉢植えを宿の厨房に戻せって意味じゃないですか？
そうすることでどうなるっていうのかしら。
Again, possibly luring him in?
私に聞かれても、そもそもその教授ってのが誰なのかも知りませんし。
This is the first time hearing of a professor, too.
ま、いっか。その鉢植えはどこに保管してあるの？
押収品はすべて第二資料室に保管してありますが、戻すんですか？元の場所に？
だって教授がそうしろって言ってるんだもの。
だものって勝手にそんなことしたらまた怒られますよ。
平気よ。教授には誰も逆らえないから。
Who is this fucking professor? Like, I'll sound like a goddamn owl. Who?
私知りませんよ。
大丈夫よ。
The professor knows everything. Every once in a great while, there'll be a minor miscalculation, but... well, the answers the professor provides are always roughly correct. If the professor says to put the tree back where it was, that must mean returning it will trigger something. As to what that something might be, I don't have the slightest idea. That's honestly more than a little frustrating, even maddening. But even so, I'll sit on my heels and wait, because that, too, is part of my job. A certain place. Oh, great, the bad music. After several hours creeping around the city, Makina and I chose a love... Oh. Of course they chose a love hotel. Makina and I chose a love hotel as our lodgings for the night, then had ourselves a modest dinner of boxed lunches from a store in the neighborhood. Since my tongue's been getting used to Amane's mild cooking lately, I chose the boxed lunches in hope that they might faintly suggest a similar home cooking feel. But apparently Makina didn't care for hers, as she left most of it uneaten. If anything, I might have just... Oh my god, I know this word. Oh, I feel dumb. I feel really dumb. This is what I see this all the time. I know I've heard it said, but my mind is blanking. It's exact.
Exacerbate.
Exacerbate? Okay, exacerbated. I might have just exacerbated her yearning for Amane. Ever since discovering her apple tree was missing, the girl's been in a bit of a sulk. Well, maybe depressed is the better way to put it. Her absurd cheerfulness has vanished, and she's grown unusually quiet. It's not the first time I've seen Makina like this, but it's still a little hard. There's a selfish part of me that wants her to be smiling constantly. We've got logistical problems as well. Our current cash reserves have dropped below 50,000 yen. Unless we get our hands on some money soon, we won't be able to sustain this fugitive lifestyle. In the first place, we can't just run around in circles forever. We absolutely need an endgame. All this means is, I'll have to move the schedule up a little. Once again, night comes. As I watch the darkness in the sky grow deeper, it feels as though the black clouds in my mind are thickening as well. A deep black sky. When night completely covers the world, my head begins to throb with a familiar, painful fear. The devil wakes up. My hand starts to kill people all on its own. Oh my god, you fucking get your chunny under control, buddy. You asleep, Makina? Okay, I'm gonna go take care of business. Wait here and behave yourself. Alright? Well then. Let's have ourselves a nice little hunt. Ah, Makina's up.
Papa? COS-119 より緊急90295らしき人物を発見現在追尾中です
He's hunting them himself.
またかねこれでもう4回目じゃないかまた人違いだったりするんじゃないだろうね
そうですねじゃあ追尾するのやめましょうか
そうも言っとるんだろう春寺君はどこへ行ったのかね
She probably finally went to bed.
所用だそうです呼び戻しますか
所用このタイミングでかねまったく何を考えているのやらファレル君コーヒーをもらえるかな
嫌です
Don't tell me she drank it all. Do not tell me fucking JB drank all of their coffee.
私はお茶組じゃありません
Oh.
お だって君いつも春寺君のコーヒーを入れているじゃないか。
Because she's JB's assistant.
あれは私が自主的に入れているものです。男性上司に顎で使われるために給料をもらっているわけではありませんから。
Okay, I like Chiara a lot more. I mean, I liked her before, but this, goddamn.
もうどいつもこいつもそんなに私が嫌いかね。
Yes.
その答え、はっきりと聞きたいですか？
聞きたかないよ。もういい。
そんな子供みたいにすねないでくださいよ。後で暇だったらコーヒー入れてあげますから。
後っていつだよ。
When's later? Later is later, sir.
期間が明言されていないときはそれを問いただしてはいけないと教わりませんでしたか？今しばらく待機と言われたら連絡があるまで黙って待ってろってやつです。
Oh, god damn. Okay, I love Chiara right now. She just, like, no shit's given.
私を誰だと思ってるのかね。
An annoying piece of shit.
大塚本部長です。
君の態度は本部長に対するそれとしてどうなのかね。
だからちゃんと敬語を使ってるじゃないですか。ただでさえうざいのにわけのわからないこと言わないでください。
How much you want to bet she's like this? Solely because of Yuji. Because of all the stories she's heard of Yuji. Just, you know, telling it as it is, but saying, like, what do you mean? I'm being nice. I'm being nice about it. If you really want to know what I'm thinking, I would get fired.
君、今、うざいって言っちゃった。
Oh my god.
こっちは忙しいんですから、誰か他の人に遊んでもらってくださいよ。っていうか、することないなら帰られてはどうなんです？
Oh my god, I love it.
君までそういうこと言うのか。なんかどんどん春寺君に似てくるな。
そりゃ尊敬する先輩ですから。
Oh boy, now what?
どうした？
ターゲットロスト。9029と思われる人物を見失いました。
見失った？どういうことかね？
What do you think it means?
9029の行方がわからなくなったということです。
言葉の意味を聞いたわけじゃない。素人じゃあるまいし、どうしてそういうことになったのかと聞いているんだ。
尾行されていた9029も素人ではないということではないでしょうか。
Yeah, that could also be it. Again, you're trying to use your agents to tail another agent. They have the same skill set.
すぐに現地に応援を回せ。
簡単に言わないでください。今現場に出ているのは3桁ナンバーの反民間人情報員ばかりです。それが4桁ナンバーの特殊工作員である9029に勝てるわけないじゃないですか。
Okay. So, yeah, they got fuck. It's like, yeah, we got an actual, you know, we're trying to tail a really good agent, a really specialized, top quality agent with lesser versions of him. Yeah, that's gonna work.
なぜ4桁を使わん？
Have they all just been dealt with already?
忘れたんですか？つい先頃無謀な命令に従って建物ごとローストされたからですよ。
Oh.
俺たちは神風じゃないって本社の連中怒ってましたよ。
それは私の責任ではない。
You were the one in charge of it and told them to keep going despite protests from your staff.
私に言われても知りませんよ。
Oh, great. Now what?
今度はなんだね。
COS-019 シグナルロスト。これ多分やられちゃいましたね。
Oh boy.
これだから地方人は。
What do you want to use?
あ、民間人のこと地方人って言った。いけないんだ。
君、少しは真面目に仕事をしてくれないか。
Man, he's just... Huh? Bad boy. Bad boy. I'll tell teacher. That's no good at all. Didn't your instructors teach you to abandon a tailing op the instant you lose sight of your target? And to postpone reporting in until you've reached a safe place? COS 019, it all seemed to have happened in the blink of an eye. Just moments before, he'd been following closely as number 9029 walked away from the station, moving against the flow of drunkards jogging to catch the last train. When 9029 melted into a group of young people who'd already given up on getting home for the night, COS 019 had clicked his tongue softly in frustration. He did have a vague sense 9029 had noticed his pursuit, but he couldn't let the man just slip away like this. Raising his sleeve to his mouth, COS 019 began to speak into a hidden microphone, hoping to arrange for another 3-digit agent to relieve him. And in that moment of distraction, he lost sight of 9029 entirely. Damn! Was he waiting for that? Hurriedly whispering the situation to his cuff mic, he moved his gaze back and forth across the street, but the man in the black suit was nowhere to be found. It was as if 9029 had simply melted away into the darkness in the split second COS 019 had taken his eyes off. Or can they stop with the code names? Panic surging through his mind, COS 019 took a first rapid step toward the spot where he'd last seen his target. In that instant, there was a soft, purposeful whisper of air from behind, and his spine turned to ice. COS 019 had time only for a sharp inhalation of breath before a brutal kick smashed into his knee from the side. Ooh! As the joint gave way with a sickening crunch, paralyzing pain shot through his body and he began to fall. But before he could hit the ground, a knee shot up and struck his chin. Brilliant stars filled his field of vision. By the time the thought, "This is bad," flashed through his mind, he could no longer even stand. He reached out blindly for the wall, only to have his arm grabbed and yanked upward, immobilizing his shoulder and elbow joints. Completely unable to defend himself, he was smashed face first against the hard concrete wall again. Oh my god! By the third blow, he was unconscious. The next thing COS 019 knew, he was being dragged roughly down a back alley by his armpits, his legs scraping painfully against the asphalt. The belt-type harness around his waist with a small GPS locator had been removed. His cell phone had been taken away and turned off, and the radio antenna hidden on the back of his collar had been ripped out. His limbs were bound with heavy-duty nylon cords designed for electrical work, and his own necktie had been balled up and stuffed into his mouth as a gag. Jesus. He felt a vague sense of admiration at the thorough professionalism of his assailant. Only half conscious, the world swimming darkly before his eyes as if he were drowning in a sea of oil, COS 019 heard 9029's voice. Armani, huh? You foreign capital types do get the nice suits. 9029's hand slipped into the breast pocket of 019's jacket. You walk around with your ID? Not like it gets you free train rides or discounts at the movies. You're a little too earnest, buddy. A white background with a green border on the photo. Central Security Bureau, huh? You're pretty damn photogenic for someone in this line of work, aren't you? I'm envious. I just don't get along with cameras, you know? Always comes out looking like a mugshot on a wanted poster. Don't suppose you have any tips. Don't worry about it. I was just messing around. Pipe down now, alright? So what, you're working alone? Should be a pair for this kind of job. And where's your buddy? You guys short-handed? Well, you know, I don't really want to badmouth my own company, but it's the kind of organization that takes 5 days to deliver water to the site of an earthquake. We've got ourselves one aggravating employer, you and me both. Pattering away in a soft voice devoid of emotion, 9029 shifted his attention to 019's ankles. Ho ho ho! A Glock, huh? Nice gun. Did your mom buy it for you? Hey, we even got a spare magazine. Mind if I borrow this for a while? Don't worry, I'll give it back in good shape. Incidentally, I'm gonna be using you as live bait, okay? My apologies for the inconvenience. God damn it, I love this. With a few light slaps to 019's cheeks, 9029 pulled back on the gun's slide, ejected the red dummy plug from the cartridge chamber, and slid in a round of live ammunition. Oh boy. Oh boy.
COS-019 のシグナル、アライブ。
何？
GPS ロケーターに感あり、現在位置を受信しました。
どこだね？
動いていません。信号途絶地点と動座標で再発信されました。
どういうことだ？
It's a trap.
さあ、意識を取り戻したということではないでしょうか。
It's 100% a trap.
だったらなぜ連絡をしてこない？
携帯と無線を破壊されたのでは？もう推測ですけど。
応援は
707と106が現在急行中です。
たった2名かね。他の実動はどうした？
Oh my god.
現場付近にいるのは2名だけです。都内全域をたった18人でフォローしているんですよ。
That's it, 18 people.
これ以上の人員を移動させると網に穴が開きますが。
But that's the point. He's doing that as live bait to open up a gap in that net so we can either slip through or, you know, pick off a few more to make that hole even bigger. We'll see.
しかし、4桁を相手に3桁が2人では、いかに分が
Getting
わかる。
a lot more about Ichigaya this time.
いっそ桜田門にお願いして SIT かサットを出してもらいましょうよ。
無茶を言わんでくれたまえよ。身内が出した火の火消しを桜田門に頼めというのか。冗談じゃないよ君。先日も向こうのハム長がうちの内事部長に向かって予備隊さんは飼い犬の紐さえ自分で引けるのか嫌味を言ったばかりなんだぞ。
それこそ知りませんよ。どうしてうちはそうやって敵が多いんです？外に敵が多いだけならまだしも、同じ組織の中でも陸と海でこんなに仲が悪い組織ってのも珍しくないですか？
Yeah, she's right. She has a point. They really should be working together. But no, they got like their fucking company pride, I guess.
それこそ気風と伝統というものだよ、ファレル君。
707、106、両名が現着、周辺警戒に入ります。
Alright, how's this gonna go to hell?
119はどうなっている？確認させろ。
119を現任、拘束されているようです。あ、
I heard gunshots.
どうした？
通信から発砲されました。
発砲だと？
報告、2名とも負傷、足を打ち抜かれて行動不能です。
Oh, hell.
くそ、なんてことだ。
So, that's 3 agents he has managed to now incapacitate. There's a massive hole in this net they have.
続報、使用された銃火器は019が所持していた9ミリ自動拳銃。銃口に新聞紙をかぶせて消音して使用した模様です。
Nice.
9029はまだその場にいるのか？
いえ、すでに逃走したようです。 使用した拳銃は弾倉を抜いてスライドを分解した状態で置いていったそうです。真面目ですね。
銃器所持でいたずらに有力度を上げないつもりなのだろう。ずる賢いものだ。
やられましたね。丸一機をライブベイトにして仲間をおびき寄せたんですね。
Yep.
狙撃兵がよく使う手です。
Yeah, that's a sniper tactic. You wound one to try and draw people into, you know, rescue them, and then you got more targets. That's a classic and also, you know, kind of a very cold thing to do.
しかも3人仕留めた時点で火器を吐き、素早く拠点を後にしている。欲張らないという点でも狙撃兵そのものです。
実に厄介なやつだ。現場には事後処理班を送れ。死人は出ているのかね。
Just their pride were killed. Their pride
いえ、
agents.
119、707、106、3名とも負傷していますが死人は出ていません。救護班を送りますか？
Sorry for yawning a lot.
そうしてくれたまえ。私はまた中央指令室で怒られてくれ。あとは任せる。
That's 3 more agents down because of you bungling this up.
お預かりします。殺さないということはまだセーフティーピンは抜けていないと考えていいんですかね。
That's what it seems like. It's still in there for now. He hasn't become a cold-hearted killer yet. By the time I finally make it to the hotel, having changed subway trains 3 times on the way back, it's past 1:30 in the morning. And I'm in bad shape. My throat's painfully dry, probably from the lingering fever. I try to walk straight, but the walls seem to pitch and swerve around me. Feels like my feet are sinking uncertainly into fluffy cushions. I'm gonna collapse soon. A frozen black lump deep inside my chest, warmed by the heat of my fever, fills my lungs with putrid gas faster than I can spit it out. It's fine. It happens all the time. I've experienced this many times before. I'll get through it. Even so, it's been a while since I felt this terrible. I've been stable lately. More stable than I thought possible. Probably thanks to Mihama. The accumulation of small blessings I found there. The days that flowed by naturally. That hermetical sealed world where violence had no place. Hermetically, whatever. Hermetically, hermit area. Just isolation, whatever. I've always hated violence. I'm a weakling by nature. I was made to suffer violence, not to inflict it on others. When did I change? When did I become what I am? Just thinking about it makes me feel even worse. But things are different now. There's one sliver of light in the darkness. I'm protecting something that's precious to me. That knowledge supports me. I can almost hear someone telling me, "You're doing the right thing." That's right. I don't have to content myself with protecting some abstract concept on someone else's orders. I have something real to protect now. Irisu Makina. For her sake, I have to keep going. When I get back to the room, I'll drink a glass of water. And then I'll go to bed where she's sleeping, collapse next to her, and sleep until morning. Opening our door with my key card, I slip quietly into the room. I beeline for the small fridge to the side of the entrance and retrieve a plastic bottle of mineral water. The pitch-dark room is faintly illuminated in the orange glow of the small light inside the refrigerator. Makina? She's gone. With one glance at the bed, I realize that Makina isn't tucked under the covers where I left her, and my heart constricts painfully in my chest. Hey, Makina. You're just messing around, right? Where are you? Looking around the interior of our room in a panic, I don't see much in the way of hiding places. I throw open the door to the bathroom, but Makina's not on the toilet or in the shower. I even open the small closet in my desperation, but of course she isn't there. Pulling myself together slightly with an effort of will, I return to the entrance and finally notice that her boots are missing. She went out? But where on earth would she be going at this hour? Don't tell me. The conjecture pops into my mind abruptly, quickly solidifying into a powerful premonition. In the next moment, I'm on my feet, bursting through the door and sprinting down the hallway. She's going back to the building for the tree. Yeah, she's going for the tree. It's 100% what she's doing. Every once in a while, turn back when you're turning a street corner and get a look at the road behind you. You'll get lost less often that way. Papa, my classmate, taught me that. Even if you're paying attention to the scenery on the way over, things will look different when you're heading back in the opposite direction. So sometimes you'll take a wrong turn. From a very young age, I've been doing most of my walking behind others. My sense of direction never been that good. So on the way over here from the train station, I've turned around numerous times. Nobody's following me. I'm walking toward a familiar bathhouse chimney that pokes up above the buildings on either side. Heading for that chimney as a landmark, I'll eventually arrive at the inn where I forgot the apple seedling yesterday. She's going for the fucking tree, are you shitting me? Papa said he'd figure something out, but I've learned from my job at the bakery that an adult should own up to their mistakes and try their best to set things right.
それにしてもパパはどこへ行ったんだろう
Trying to keep you safe and then you go and run off and do this.
Lately, I've noticed Papa slipping out of the room in the middle of the night and going off somewhere. He staggers out of the room like he's carrying a heavy weight on his back, then returns with his eyes dark and clouded. I know he must be keeping some big secret from me. And I kinda understand that it's related to sensitive, painful stuff he doesn't want to talk about. It's a little hard to put in words. Maybe like original sin? I get the feeling it's a taboo topic, something he wants to keep hidden away forever. And I can't get myself to try and force it out of him either. I mean, I understand where he's coming from. It's just like how I didn't want to drag other people into the thing with my family. Papa must have some old wounds of his own. And I think they're still pretty raw. Still bleeding. Someday, I want Papa to trust me enough to tell the whole story. I want to accept everything about him, even his past, just like he did for me. But no matter how much I want to help him, I don't really have any specific plans. Right now, comforting him with my body is the best I can do. Oh, Grove, fuck. Yeah, just fuck the sadness and depression away. That's how it's gonna work, right? You can tell I'm not pleased with this game half the time when it comes to Makina. This fucking game. I've also got to use the bathroom now, so I'm gonna be right back.
And I am back.
I thought staying a child would mean someone would always protect me. Even though I made that choice not to grow up, right now I want nothing more than become a wise, mature woman who can heal any wound. So looking back, I guess Amani wasn't just talking nonsense when she said, women change when they find themselves a man. Papa's probably gonna be mad if he finds out I slipped out of our room without asking him first.
Less mad, more worried.
I don't want him to be angry at me, of course. But it'd be even more painful to push yet another burden onto his back. When I realized I'd forgotten the apple tree, Papa was kind and supportive and told me we'd definitely get it back someday. But that kindness was more painful than anything else. If I just let Papa keep spoiling me like this, I'll definitely become a useless burden of a woman, unable to do a thing but sit and watch. Just like last time.
Are you talking about with your dad when he died? I mean, you were literally a child.
I'm going to fix my own mistakes. I'd figured breaking into the building would be the trickiest part of this operation, but as it turns out, I got inside so easily it was almost unsatisfying. I just stuck some thick yellow tape over the gaping holes where the front windows used to be, and the old lady and her customers obviously aren't around anymore. There weren't any lookouts watching the entrance either. I head straight to the kitchen with my LED pen light in hand, but the potted apple seedling isn't on the counter where I left it.
やっぱりパパの言う通り、
Yes,
市ヶ谷の人に回収されちゃったのかな。
They did. We said they did.
でもなかったらなかったで、なかったって事実は手に入れたわけだし、
I
無
mean,
駄じゃないよね。
that is one optimistic way of looking at it.
now I got a bunch of new questions to worry about. Like who took it and where, but at least I confirmed there's nothing I can do right now. Guess I'm just putting off the issue, but at least that powerless feeling of watching TV without a remote control's gone.
仕方がないのよさ。パパが帰ってくる前に急いでホテルに戻らなきゃ。
Yeah, too late for that. He's already on his way to try and find you.
おい、そこで何をしている？
Crap, they found me! Estimated age, late 30s. Height, about 170 centimeters. His hair is smoothed down to the back. Dark sunglasses, a pedo mustache.
A pedo mustache, really? Oh my god, what a description.
Wearing a cheap, nondescript suit, missing a button in the front, and a blue paisley necktie. A pair of worn-out old loafers on his feet. Unusual way of standing with his left shoulder a little lower than his right. If what Papa told me was on the level, then this guy must be... CIA?
おい、どうした？いや、こんなところに女の子が。
Not good. Now there's two of them. What?
No, you're not gonna be able to perform sexy no jitsu.
My sexy ninja techniques probably aren't gonna get me out of this one.
They wouldn't have gotten you out of it with one person. I'm sorry.
times like this. Let's see.
お嬢ちゃん、こんなところで何をしているのかな？一人？
What do I do? What can I do?
おい待て。この子、安泰のイリスマキナじゃないか？
Well, you're found out.
何？いや、お嬢ちゃん、怖がらなくてもいい。とりあえず名前を教えてもらえるかな？
Makina, you dumb idiot.
Okay. Can't waste any more time hesitating.
Pardon?
As I scream the words, the tension that had frozen my muscles in place loosens, and I feel hot blood pulsing through my veins. After refilling my lungs with a great gulp of air, I lightly toss the penlight in my hand at the face of the man standing in front of me.
You lightly toss it.
おい！
His eyes open wide for a moment, instinctively following the projectile's trajectory toward him. I use that one distracted moment to close the distance between us.
Oh yeah, she is really good for aiming at people's pelvises and their abdomens and diaphragms, just knocking the wind out of them.
Just as he's reaching out his hands to catch the small flashlight, I line up a headbutt aimed at his lower abdomen. In one smooth moment, I smack him directly in his solar plexus at full force.
She's very good at that. She's done that to fucking Yuji so many times. Also, don't headbutt people, everybody. Don't headbutt. It never works out for anybody. Especially if you try to headbutt someone's head. All you're doing is hurting yourself at the same time.
The body blow takes the man completely by surprise, and he drops to his knees. I instantly grab hold of his head and swing my knee up savagely to meet his nose.
Damn.
He hits the ground with a heavy thud. Without a moment's delay, I launch a hard kick to the throat as the finishing blow.
Oh god. Well, it's gotta hurt.
No, so.
It takes a moment for the other man to realize his partner's down in the darkness, but he's soon reaching inside his suit toward the left armpit.
No.
Switching right back to victim mode, I scream tearfully for help, causing the second man to hesitate slightly as his hand grasps the stock of his gun.
He's just gonna shoot her. Of course he's just gonna shoot her. Okay, now she's gonna do the same thing to him. The small, tiny girl that barely weighs doesn't even weigh 100 pounds is taking out two fully grown men.
I promptly duck and tumble across the floor. I'm behind him before he can blink. Hurling myself at the man's back, I twine my legs around his torso, slip my right arm in front of his neck, and hook my wrist into the crook of my left elbow.
Oh. So, right arm, and hook my wrist into the crook of my left elbow. Okay, she's doing like a sleeper hold. Okay, she's trying to choke him out.
My left hand finds the back of his head and pushes it firmly forward.
Okay, so she's going like that, crook, and then she's literally... Okay, I see what she's doing. She's literally trying to wrench his head forward into it to really choke him out. Damn.
As the pressure cuts off the flow of air to his lungs, the man quickly shoves a hand in between my slender arms and his neck, but he doesn't have the leverage to break my stranglehold.
Damn. Damn, that's all I gotta say to this so far, just damn.
I press my forehead down against the back of my left hand, intensifying the constant pressure I'm allowing to the back of his head. God damn. Again, small child choking out a grown man. This is... I'm honestly kind of stunned. Mostly at how this is actually working. Like, she should be easy to, you know, grab and throw off. I mean, she's behind him and doing that. The man has both arms. Couldn't he just grab and throw? I'm a little perplexed. I'm not strangling him with my arm. I'm holding the arm steady and using the principle of leverage to crush his neck against it.
God damn.
There's a nasty rattling sound coming from the man's neck. The more he struggles, the more tightly his neck is constricted. The pressure to his carotid artery quickly brings him to the edge of unconsciousness. The man slaps weakly on my arm as if to signal surrender, but this would all be wasted effort if I let him go now. Papa taught me to slowly count out 7 full seconds after your opponent goes limp before you let go.
5
Guess we're good now?
Just why? Why does she end up being so good at this? Like, how? How is she just so good at that? I'm thinking I might end a little early today. I'll just probably at the end of this scene, I'll probably just end off entirely. I gotta do a few things. I want to do a few things today, quick.
I loosen my strangling grip on the man's neck, and in that moment I hear a sharp sound. Oh. 2 impacts from behind, like powerful kicks to my lower back. I stumble away from the man I'd been grappling with, now collapsed on the ground. I turn to find my first opponent sitting up, bleeding heavily from his broken nose, massaging his throat with his left hand, a smoking pistol clutched in his right.
He shot her. He just straight up shot her. This man shot like a 15-year-old girl.
Did I get shot? It's too dark to see, but there's a cold, empty feeling around my waist. Like someone's forced a huge chunk of ice into my body. When I reach down to touch it, my hands find a patch of slick dampness. I hold my fingers up to my face for a better look. They're covered in sticky, viscous red blood.
Yep. You're going into shock immediately.
A dark stain begins to spread out across my clothes from the spot near my hips. I can feel the blood gathering thickly between my skin and the fabric, forming a lukewarm little pond. This is bad. It's not stopping. My legs give way from sheer terror, and I fall to the ground.
Damn. They shot a child. No, not real. Well, I mean, young. It shot a teenager.
Ah, crap. I screwed up big time. Never thought I'd get shot this easily. Papa's gonna be so mad at me.
こいつ調子に乗りやがって
Huh, I get it. I didn't finish him off properly. That's why it turned out like this. Guess you tend to be a little soft about this sort of thing. Until you get some real experience under your belt, huh? Good to know.
このガキただじゃおかんぞ
Oh, great. Now they're kicking me.
It really hurts. This sucks. I'm gonna die like this? In the end, I couldn't do a thing. Couldn't solve any of my problems. Just ran around in circles for a while. And got killed like an idiot. Why was I even born in the first place? What a downer.
死にたくないよ。パパ、助けてよ。
Oh my god. It's alright. Human beings are made of sturdy stuff. You won't die that easily.
9029やめろ
Ah. God damn it, my head's killing me. This isn't good enough. Not nearly good enough. Cold, murderous hatred swirls through my mind like a vortex of black mud. Hey. This hurts, doesn't it? Getting smacked around hurts. Right? Wonder what kind of expression I'm making right now. I think I'm probably smiling. But you know, it's hard to really understand that pain until you're the one getting smacked. You couldn't understand the pain others felt, old man. That's why you could smack Mom around without a second thought. Does hitting people really feel that good? Well, I do understand. I'm your child, after all. See? I'm smiling, aren't I? And the same as you. Irredeemable scum. Hurting people to make myself feel better. In the end, I'm still your son, old man. This right here is a sickness. And there's no cure. You and me, we'll hurt people until the day we die. It's the nature of our disease. Here's how it's going to work. I'll stop you. As many times as it takes. It's fine. Don't worry. Someday, you'll find some kind soul to put a stop to me as well. So for now, you just go ahead and wait on the other side, Dad. That's right. I've got to kill. I've got to kill him. Otherwise, someone else I love will die. Well, okay. The devil won't possess him this time. I hate that that's his excuse for killing people. Huh?
ダメだよ。殺したらダメ。
Right. Sorry, Makina. Got a little carried away there. Does it hurt?
痛いよ。泣きそう。
Of course it's gonna fucking hurt. Of course it's gonna hurt like hell. Hold on. I'll stop the bleeding now. Yeah, because you can just treat the 2 gunshot wounds with nothing. Good luck with that. Sorry. Just checking stuff. Quickly. That hurts, huh? Well, of course it does. That's a good thing. It means your body can tolerate the wounds. It's alright. You're not gonna die.
穴っぽこ2つも増えちゃったのよさ。
Do not refer to them like that. Looks like 9mm silver tips. Both bullets passed through. Blood's clean, so it didn't hit your kidney. I'll get you to a hospital right away. Just tough it out for a little while.
でも病院は嫌だな。きっとまた何年も閉じ込められちゃうのよさ。
Don't worry. I'll get you out once you're better. Here, think you can get on my back?
力が入らないよ。パパ、抱っこして。
You really are spoiled rotten, Makina. Just hang in there. I'll get you treatment right away. Hey, respond. If you fall asleep, your heart's gonna stop beating. Hey, Makina? Yeah, that's bad. This isn't happening.
その子を下ろしなさい。
Oh, hi, JB. JB.
このままじゃその子死ぬわよ。早く下ろして。
Not happening. I won't give Makina to you. I'm taking her to the hospital.
無理よ。病院まで持たないわ。早く下ろして。ユージ。
Okay, what's your game here? Alright.
止血は済んでいるわね。エピコン局麻剤を常駐。腕と足、それと患部周辺に打つ。
Okay, so she's helping us
右
help
足の
Makina.
ブーツとソックスを脱がせて。
That's nice, at least. Something. Fine.
少し気分が悪くなるかもしれないけど、吐いちゃダメよ。いい、マキナ。
JB, what are you doing here?
鉢植えを返しに来たのよ。
The potted plant?
身を隠して逃げ回るってのにこんなものを持ち歩いていたってことは大事なものなんでしょう。
I mean, it was foisted onto us. Yeah, that's right. Makina came here to get that tree back.
命よりも大切な鉢植えなの？子供ね。
You don't have anything that matters more to you than your life, JB? That tree's precious to Makina. And Makina's precious to me. But we failed. Makina and I both.
大丈夫よ。生きてさえいれば何度でもやり直しは効くわ。あなたも
She's giving us an option to
マキナ
run.
もね。
Makina. I don't believe in God. I prayed to him constantly as a kid and never got a thing to show for it. But right now, there's nothing else I can do. There's nothing I can do but hold our hand tightly and pray to that rotten bastard. Please. I don't care what happens to me anymore. Just save this girl. I'm begging you. I watched the tears stream down Pop. Oh god, this is Makina talking. Now, suddenly. I watched the tears stream down Papa's face. I watched him squeeze my hand between his, as if to pray, and I felt my chest grow warm. Ah. So this is... family. With that thought, something like contentment filled my heart. Years ago, I was kidnapped. My father was murdered before my eyes, and I spent days locked up with his corpse. After my rescue, I awoke in a hospital bed. My mother and grandmother were in the room with me. I'd come back alive against all the odds. And when they looked at me, they couldn't hide the disgust in their eyes. Why are you still breathing? Neither of them spoke, but the words were written on their faces. Should my kidnapping and safe return become public knowledge, the world would learn that they'd abandoned me and used my sister as a body double. Grandpa had slowly built up our political influence. Grandmother had fought tooth and nail to protect our silent dominance of the financial world. Both would crumble in an instant under the weight of such a scandal. To the Irisu clan, I was an ugly piece of dirt that had to be swept under the rug. Even a child could see those grown-up circumstances reflected in their warped expressions. And even so, no matter what, the woman in front of me was still my mother. I had to tell her that Papa died protecting me. My arm felt as heavy as lead, but I reached out to her. My throat was dry as sandpaper, but I spoke to her. My voice rasped out hoarsely. My arm wavered weakly, thin as that of a corpse, and my mother flinched away. She couldn't stifle her shriek entirely. She looked at me as though I were a monster. But there were doctors and nurses nearby. She couldn't just ignore my outstretched hand in front of an audience. And so, my clean freak mother covered her hand in a handkerchief and took mine, as though she were touching a piece of garbage. Was this really the hand of the woman who gave birth to me?
It was so cold to the touch. In comparison to that, Papa's hand feels so very, very warm. I can't manage much of a grip right now, but I squeeze back as best I can. Yeah. I'm right here, Makina.
意識はまだ混濁しているみたいだけれどもう動かしても大丈夫よ。
It was this we. You're definitely not going to be walking out of here with Yuji. I can almost guarantee that.
この時間なら道路も空いているし、救急車より私の車の方が早いわ。マキナを私の車に乗せなさい。私は電話で ER の空きを確認しておくから。
Thanks. I'll leave the rest to you, JB.
あんたも来るのよ。マキナを残して一人で逃げるつもり？
Once she's in the doctor's hands, there's nothing more I can do. And your car's only a two-seater anyway, JB.
待ちなさい、ユージ！ユージ！
That's right. Even if I were to follow, there's no longer anything I can do for her. In that case, guess I'll just have to focus on things only I can do, JB. A lot of dots here. I'm gonna save right here. I know it's a little bit shorter, but yeah. I think that's a good place to kind of hold off for now. Plus, I'm just kind of feeling a little distracted at the moment, also. So I'd rather end off right here, right now. But hey, we still got a nice little chunk in there. I would definitely say we're getting very close to the end. So I'm gonna be working on my stream schedule tonight, and I'll have that posted on Twitter and on the Discord by tonight at some point. I'll probably do more of Grisaia next week just so we can finish off Makina's route, hopefully. Hopefully. I want to finish off Makina's route. We're really close to the end, so I'll probably do more of that. Yeah, that's all I got for now. Next week might be a little iffy on schedules just because I'm going to be starting a job pretty soon. I have an orientation next week, so that's going to impact it. I can only really kind of guarantee the first half of the week, not the second half. But I will keep you guys updated as we go, obviously. So, I want to thank everyone, for watching, commenting, and lurking. I appreciate it very, very much. I hope you all have yourselves a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time.